So today we're gonna present you about tangible and intangible between Mexico and Greece.
Okay, first let's talk about tangible in Mexico. We separate two types, famous place and archaeology site. Okay, let's talk about famous place first. We choose Guanajuato. Guanajuato nestled in the mountains of the Sierra de Guanajuato lies the beautiful colonial city of Guanajuato. The city was found in 1554 next to one of the richest silver mining areas of Mexico. The 16th century mining boom led to the construction of building haciendas and 5 colonial buildings. Guanajuato Street and many colorful alleyways spread out in every direction, while most of its traffic is served by a network of underground tunnels, making it an excellent city for pedestrians.
The famous place of the Greeks, the old town of Corfu. The old town of Corfu is on the island of Corfu of the western coast of Albania and Greece. It is located in a strategic position at the entrance of Adriatic Sea and is rooted in 8th before century. The 3/4 of the town, designed by renowned Venetian engineers, were used for 4 centuries to defend the maritime trading interests of the Republic of Venice against Ottoman Empire. Europe.
Okay, let's move on to the archaeological site. We choose Etna Archaeological Ruin, located in the north of Mexican state of Campeche. Etna is one of the most impressive ancient ruins to explore. The site will make you want to discover more about ancient civilizations. Founded between 600 to 300 BC, this archaeological site is flooded by the Mayan culture. Built on a 40-meter high platform, the main temple is the highlight of the place. The ball court, made of 2 parallel structures, is another remarkable building in the plaza. You will find small stairways leading to the top of those 2 structures. If you're planning to visit ancient sites in Mexico, Etna can be another great option to take a dip into Mexican pre-Hispanic history. Next, Altagens. Altagens was an important Gulf Coast city founded by the classic Velicus culture. Most of the buildings at the site were constructed between 600 to 980, surrounded by the green jungle. These ruins are believed to have been the political and administrative center of the entire civilizations. Today, visitors can see more than 150 identified buildings, although just a dozen are restored and open to the public at any given time. Of note is the Pyramid of Niche, the most impressive structure at the site.
Acropolis of Athens. For over 2 millennia, ascending the Acropolis hill has been a must-do for visitors to Athens. It could not be otherwise, for the Acropolis monuments, the universal and timeless symbol of the classical spirits bequeathed by Greek antiquity to the world. And the next is Temple of Olympian Zeus. The devotional character of the site goes back to prehistoric times, while the establishment of the sanctuary of Zeus is attested in the early history era. The triumph of Athens persisters initiated the construction of the monumental temple that was left unfinished.
Let's begin with intangible. First, art. We choose the history of Mexico, which is one of the most famous painting that was done, but not on canvas, but as a mural upon a large main staircase inside the National Palace of Mexico City. This picture was painted by Diego Rivera.
The Venus de Milo. The Venus de Milo is one of famous Greek art. It is a marble sculpture created by Alexandros of Antioch during the 2nd century before Christ. It is admired for its artistry and delicate detail, especially in hair, fabric and gorgeous facial features. The masterpiece of ancient Greek art features a nearly nude, larger-than-life female figure standing an impressive 6 feet and 8 inches tall.
Next, belief. In the Mexico, they have belief that name the Yequasihual and Chapal. In this belief that they believe that in Mexico street town you can see a woman with white clothes and dark hair wandering at night. Those who are unlucky enough to run into her flee immediately. But some feel very brave and begin to follow her once they are close to her. So she will give you some secret with when the sun rises, all those sweet and cicatrices they will from bones and manure.
About the story of Greed, it's about Pandora box. Pandora box is the story that's related to the gods of the Greek. After Prometheus gave the fires to humans, Zeus decided to take vengeance. He ordered Hephaestus to create the first human woman out of stone and water. Each god gave the woman such as wisdom, beauty, cunning, and so on. The name of the woman was Pandora, that means all gifts in Greek. So gave Pandora a jar, warning her not to open it under any situations, and sent her to Prometheus' brother. If Prometheus had warned his brother not to accept any gift from Zeus. However, Prometheus accepted Pandora, who although tried hard to resist the temptations, opened the jar and released all evils up on the world. War, death, hunger, sickness, and all these disasters were immediately released. That's
Okay, let's move on to the food in Mexico. We should pozole. The history of pozole was mentioned in the 16th century Florentine Codex by Bernardo de Sahagns, since meat was sacred plant for the Aztecs and other inhabitants of Mesoamerica. Pozole were made to be consumed by special occasions. According to anthropologists, this pre-Hispanic soup was once used as part of ritual sacrifice. These days, chicken, pork, and vegetarian pozole versions are readily available in more everyday surroundings. Made from hominy corn with plenty of herb and spice, the dish eats traditional stew for hours. Overnight, once it's ready to serve, lettuce, onion, lime, and chili are sprinkled on top.
For the Greek food has delicious flavors and fresh ingredients. It often incorporates with olive oil, feta cheese, olives, and a variety of herbs and spices. The one of example is moussaka. Moussaka is a hearty dish made of layers of lamb and eggplant smothered in bechamel sauce and cheese.
Next, the clothes. In the Mexican, the main characteristic of the clothes are sun protection. That's why sombrero have such a wide brims, and the clothing itself is made of natural material. The brightness and a lot of colorful and moderate modesty. Flowers are often used to beautify the costume, hero, and the headdress.
The clothing of Greece, chiton. Chiton was a garment of light linen consisting of sleeve and long hemline. It consists of wide, rectangular tube of material secured along shoulders and lower arms by a silly fastener. The chiton was commonly worn by both men and women, but the time period in which it is so depended. Chitons typically fell to the ankle of wearer, but shorter chitons were sometimes worn during vigorous activity by athletes, warriors, and slaves.